What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Panthers, favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the TransArt Ravage. This is all known to me from John Garinger. Super good dude. Took a break from the scene for a while, but he seems to be back in it. Love to see it. Love to welcome him back. With that being said, he offered this fella up to me to take a look at, and I took him up on it. I'll tell you, there's something about the packaging and everything that has a KO vibe to it. I don't know if this is a KO. It's my understanding that it is not. That it's an original mold. So that's what I am doing this review under the pretenses of. He does come with a few accessories. Let's take a look. He has holding hands left and right and fist hands left and right, and that's in addition to the relaxed hands that you saw in the opening footage. He comes with two guns. They're both sculpted well. They're both painted well, and that is to say fully painted. He can hold them obviously in his gun holding hand, but it is a bit of a pain to get his fingers wrapped around it just right. And they feel pretty good as well. They're also magnetized, so they can hang onto his hip pretty cool. He also comes with two paws, dog paws. I haven't got to break that puppy out in a bad boy, so to speak, but they're two cat paws for his cat mode, which we'll take a look at briefly. He comes with the cassette tape version of himself, which is sculpted well and painted, and can store in his little back compartment if you'd like. He comes with a tail. It's in two pieces. You just insert this into that. It has a wire frame in the middle of the rubber tail. So you just plug that into his backside and it's fully posable. And let's take a look at the figure. So I think the head sculpt is really well done. It's fully painted. The black is painted, the silver is painted, the red is painted. Like, you couldn't ask for much more. The head is on a ball peg. Here, it's actually, I think, is it a double? No, maybe? Let me see. No, single ball peg. This back, like, ferro bit here will raise up so you can get the head fully up. The jaw articulates and the teeth are painted silver. And then the eyes are painted that same ruby red that looks great. And you can get a little bit of confused Ravage look, swivel, up, down, it all works. So no issues. Shoulders are on a disc hinge. They'll get you up all the way, pretty much. This shoulder piece here is on its own hinge, so it will get out of your way to allow for the movement. And then you can swivel where it plugs into the chest. Bicep swivel at a cut joint. Single hinged elbow would get you a little bit past 90 degrees, and then the wrist obviously swivel where the hands peg in. It feels like a double ball peg inside the chest, between the chest and the abdomen, and then there's a cut joint for a swivel as well. Using both, kind of limited, but it's there. You get back a fair bit, you get a little bit of a teapot, and you get a good swivel. For the legs, and we'll back out now, taste. Ratcheted universals. Full Van Damme, soft ratchet forward and back for the full Monty, thigh swivel at a cut joint. It's the socket for the universal is hidden quite well though by the sculpt of that. It looks good. It's nice sculpt work there on the side. It's technically a single hinge knee that gets you a little less than 90 degrees back. You have this additional hinge here for the cat mode, and then you have your ankles, which are an ankle tilt up, an ankle tilt down, and a ankle rocker where it plugs in, and then the toes are painted silver. That's at a that joint here is a ball hinge, which is interesting. Yeah, and then there he is from the back. The silver paint looks nice. It's a good looking figure. I have some thoughts regarding it. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. I don't have any of the Beast Wars offerings to really compare him to properly, but there he is with a Masterpiece car, so he's about the same size as a Masterpiece car. Hopefully that gives you some sort of benefit or insight into how he will fit with your Beast Wars, because I imagine he would fit pretty well with the kind of Takara Masterpiece stuff. And if you want to get him into cat mode, just swap his hands out, put the paws, the dog paws, and I'm sure this drives some people crazy. I'm sure this is like a crazy deal breaker for some people. I'm not that guy, so. And then just angle the legs right, you know, and then put your tail in, you know, and then the arms are gonna work the same, you know, articulation wise. The dog paws, you get ankle tilt up, and then you get the swivel, and you also get a rocker, so that's nice. Your rockers still work here. You get this secondary hinge. It's not if you had more leg articulation, I think at the knee specifically, like if double jointed knee, I think that this would be a little bit more effective. But it's not awful. I mean, the tail looks awful. You know, it's fine. It's certainly kind of more of a like a head nod to it than a a real transformation. But if they don't make one, I think it works. Like if there's not a proper one made ever, I think it works. It might even work as a decent stand-in up until then, So I don't know. It's fine. I wouldn't have it in that mold, or the mode rather. I wouldn't have it in that mode. I don't think you would either. There he is with Tiger Tracks. The final thoughts wise, let's start with the negatives. I wish the guns were a little easier to put in his hands. The transformation is obviously more of a nod and a wink and suggestive than it is like a proper transformation. I think that's obvious. However, that doesn't bother me. What does bother me is that in spite of that, they didn't take this guy to the next level with articulation, full range elbow, butterfly joints, working ab crunch, double jointed knees the proper way. It just seems like because you didn't have to give it that much attention, because it doesn't have to have the transformation, that you could have given it a lot more attention in another department and kind of made it feel like a better ensemble or a better working piece in spite of the lack of transformation, if that makes any sense. The positives wise are actually pretty simple. It comes with a number of accessories. They all integrate well. The tape was a nice touch, obviously. It's well sculpted. It's well painted. The materials feel good. The articulation's fair. As you can see, you're not going to have a problem getting him into a pose that's striking. It just feels like they could have gone the extra step with it and didn't. And I think it actually has a fair bit of character. It's a pretty striking kind of like, I think all that paint really makes him stand out. So it's a fair figure if you're okay with the transformation element and you're okay with the limited articulation regarding it when there's really no excuse for it. I can give it a recommend. There's nothing really deal-breaking about it. Solid little figure. Love and well wishes always to my friend John, and thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.